Okay, so Trump wants Greenland. He appointed a Louisiana governor to negotiate. Denmark summoned our ambassador in protest. And somewhere in Greenland, 56,000 people are Googling, can we just stay out of this? Look, I know we've been through a lot together. We've watched a lot of weird stuff unfold in real time. But this one has a special kind of energy. Because on December 22nd, President Trump decided that what America really needs right now, more than healthcare reform or infrastructure or fixing the thing where your phone charger only works if you hold it at a 45-degree angle, is Greenland. And not just the idea of Greenland. He wants to buy it. And to make that happen, he appointed Jeff Landry, the governor of Louisiana, as special envoy to Greenland. Now, I don't know Jeff Landry personally. I'm sure he's a fine governor. But Louisiana is currently losing a football field of coastline every 100 minutes. The state is literally sinking into the Gulf of Mexico, and we're sending that guy to negotiate the purchase of the world's largest island, which is made almost entirely of ice. It's like hiring a plumber whose own house is flooding to come fix your divorce. It doesn't track. And Denmark is furious. The Danish foreign minister summoned the U.S. ambassador. That's not a phone call. That's not an email. That's a you need to come to my office right now situation. That's the diplomatic equivalent of getting called to the principal's office because you wrote something truly unhinged on the bathroom wall. And what we wrote, apparently, is, we're appointing a guy from Baton Rouge to buy your territory. So let's back up. What is Greenland? Because I think a lot of Americans, if we're being honest, couldn't find it on a map if you gave them 3 tries and a hint. Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark. It's the world's largest island. It has about 56,000 people living on it, most of them indigenous Inuit. It's covered in ice. It's closer to Canada than it is to Europe, and it has no military of its own. Denmark handles its defense, which is important, because that's part of why Trump wants it. Greenland is incredibly strategic. It's near Russia. It's in the Arctic, which is becoming more and more valuable as the ice melts and shipping routes open up, and everyone realizes there's oil and minerals under there. During the Cold War, President Harry Truman tried to buy Greenland from Denmark for exactly this reason. He wanted to box out the Soviets. It didn't work. Denmark said no. And now, 70-some years later, Trump has decided to take another swing at it. This isn't even new for him. Back in 2019, Trump floated the idea of buying Greenland. Denmark's prime minister called the idea absurd. Trump canceled a state visit in retaliation. It was a whole thing, and apparently, he just never let it go. It's been living in his head rent-free for 6 years. Most people have a song stuck in their head. Trump has Greenland, and now he's appointed Jeff Landry to make it happen. Landry is the governor of Louisiana. He was elected in 2023. And as far as I can tell from the reporting, he has no diplomatic experience, no Arctic policy background, no history of negotiating international territorial acquisitions. His qualifications appear to be, he's a governor and Trump likes him. That's it. That's the resume. The title is Special Envoy to Greenland, which is a title that did not exist until Trump made it up. It's like when you're a kid and you give yourself a fake job so you feel important. I'm the special envoy to the basement. Congratulations. What does that mean? Nobody knows. And I'm trying to imagine Jeff Landry preparing for this job. He's Googling Greenland. He's Googling, how cold is Greenland? He's Googling, do they have Popeyes in Nuuk? He's packing a parka he bought at a Bass Pro Shop in Shreveport. And meanwhile, the people of Greenland are watching this unfold like, who is this man? Why is he coming here? Did we ask for this? Because here's the thing. Greenland doesn't want to be bought. They want independence. They've been pushing for independence from Denmark for years. They want self-determination. They want control over their own resources, their own future. And now they're watching 2 other countries argue over who gets to own them, like they're a Craigslist Subaru with a clean title. And Denmark is not having it. The foreign minister summoned our ambassador. That's a big deal. That's a we are formally angry move. It's rare. It's serious. It's the kind of thing that happens when one country feels like another country just insulted their sovereignty in front of the whole world. And I'm imagining that meeting, The Danish foreign minister sitting there with a PowerPoint. Slide 1, Greenland is not for sale. Slide 2, it has never been for sale. Slide 3, stop asking. Slide 4, especially stop sending governors from states that are actively sinking. And our ambassador is just sitting there nodding, taking notes, thinking, I didn't sign up for this. I thought this job was going to be bike rides and pastries. Because Denmark is one of our allies. They're in NATO. We've been friends for decades. And now we're treating them like a guy on Facebook Marketplace who won't come down on the price of a used lawnmower. Come on, man. I'll give you cash. I'll throw in Jeff Landry. He's a governor. That's got to be worth something. And the rest of Europe is watching this too. The reporting says European leaders are ruffled, which is diplomat speak for what the hell is happening over there. We're out here appointing envoys to buy territories that aren't for sale, and they're trying to figure out if this is a real policy or if someone left Trump alone with a risk board for too long. Okay, so here's the part that's nuts. Let's say, hypothetically, Denmark said yes. Let's say Greenland said yes. Let's say we actually bought Greenland. What does that mean? What are we buying? We're buying an island that's 80% covered in ice. We're buying 56,000 people who didn't ask to be American. We're buying infrastructure that doesn't exist. We're buying a place where the average temperature in winter is -4 degrees Fahrenheit. We're buying a landmass that's 3 times the size of Texas, with fewer people than live in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And how much would it cost? Nobody knows. There's no price tag. There's no formal offer. Trump just appointed a guy and said, go figure it out. It's like when you tell your buddy to go negotiate the price of a boat, but you didn't actually check if the boat is for sale, or if your buddy knows anything about boats, or if you even have a lake. The last time the U.S. bought a big chunk of land was the Virgin Islands in 1917. Before that, Alaska in 1867. That was a different era. That was a time when you could just buy land from European powers who were tired of managing it. And even then, people thought it was a weird move. They called Alaska Seward's Folly after the Secretary of State who negotiated it. And now we're trying to do it again, but this time we're sending the governor of a state that's losing land, not gaining it. And what do we even get? Do we get the polar bears? Do we get the glaciers? Does it come with a warranty? If the ice melts, can we return it? Do we have to take over their healthcare system? Because Greenland has universal healthcare. Are we ready for that conversation? We can't even agree on healthcare for the people we already have, and now we want to add an island? It's like going to Costco and buying a pallet of something you don't need just because it's there. Honey, I bought Greenland. Why? I don't know. It was big. It seemed like a good deal. We'll figure it out. And let's talk about the people who actually live there. Because this whole conversation is happening around them, not with them. 56,000 people. Most of them indigenous Inuit. They have their own language, their own culture, their own government. They've been living on that island for thousands of years. And they've been very clear. They want independence. Not from Denmark to the U.S., just independence. They want to govern themselves. And I get it. Imagine you're living your life, and one day you wake up and 2 countries you didn't vote for are arguing over who gets to own your hometown. You didn't ask to be part of this. You're just trying to live. You're trying to fish, raise your kids, deal with climate change, melting the ice you've relied on for generations. And now there's a guy from Louisiana flying in to negotiate. It's dehumanizing. It's absurd. These are real people with real lives, and they're being talked about like a real estate transaction, like a fantasy football trade. We'll give you 2 governors and a draft pick for Greenland. It's not how this should work, but sure, let's send Jeff Landry to sort it out. I'm sure that'll go great, because here's what's probably going to happen. Landry's going to fly to Greenland. He's going to meet with some officials. They're going to smile politely. They're going to say, thank you for coming, but we're not for sale. He's going to fly back. He's going to report to Trump. And Trump's going to tweet something like, great meeting, progress made, Greenland loves me. And nothing will change. Except Denmark will still be mad, Europe will still be confused, and Greenland will still be Googling, can Can we just stay out of this? And meanwhile, Louisiana's coastline will still be disappearing. The ice in Greenland will still be melting. And we'll still be a country that can't fix our own problems, but thinks we can solve them by buying an island we don't need. It's like we're a guy whose car is broken down in the driveway, but instead of fixing it, we're online shopping for a helicopter. Yeah, the car doesn't work, but imagine if we had a helicopter. Okay, but you don't know how to fly a helicopter. Details. And the geopolitical stakes here are real. Greenland is valuable. It's near Russia. It's in the Arctic, which is becoming more contested every year. China's interested. Russia's interested. Climate change is opening up new shipping routes, new access to resources. Whoever controls Greenland has a strategic advantage. I get that. Truman got that. Trump gets that. But you can't just buy a place because you want it, especially when the people who live there don't want to be bought, especially when your ally, who currently governs that place, is telling you to back off, especially when your envoy is a guy whose state is literally sinking. It's messy. It's awkward. It's the kind of thing that makes other countries look at us and think, are they okay over there? And the answer is unclear. We're a country that just appointed a special envoy to buy an island that's not for sale, using a governor whose state is losing a football field of land every 100 minutes. We're a country that summoned our own ambassador to get yelled at by Denmark, one of the nicest countries on earth. We're a country that's one PowerPoint presentation away from a full-blown international incident over a place most of us couldn't find on a map last week. And Jeff Landry's packing his parka. Denmark's adding us to their no-fly list. Greenland's updating their Google search history. How to politely say no to America. Can we block a country? Is independence faster than we thought? And Trump's probably already thinking about the next thing. Maybe Iceland, maybe the moon. Who knows? The man has a vision, and that vision is more land. But for now, we wait. We wait to see if Landry actually goes. We wait to see if Denmark stays mad or just adds this to the list of things they'll bring up at the next NATO meeting. We wait to see if Greenland's independence movement speeds up because of this, or if they just ignore us and hope we go away. And somewhere in Baton Rouge, Jeff Landry's looking at a map of Greenland, realizing it's 3 times the size of his entire state, and thinking, what did I get myself into? Anyway, we'll see.